Hey folks, everything new under the sun. This is Flying Friday for Friday, March 17th. And there are new Transport Canada rules for quadcopters that just came in literally yesterday, March 16th. I'm going to take you through those. But first of all, I want to show you a video. I didn't kind of make the formal Flying Friday video that I normally make because I wanted to have a look at the quadcopter rules specifically, but I'm going to add in, I did the battery mod for the Hubsan 501S, and so I'm going to show that video first, and it's going to be a little bit of a crude video presentation here, but let's just see if I can pull it up here. I just want to show you this here. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. I don't know what happened there. Okay, hopefully that's still recording. All right, so let's start this, and I will flip around the microphone so you can hear it, and we'll play through this, and then I'll get to the Transport Canada thing here. I don't know where I'm going to put it in, but I did want to show you a mod for the Flying Friday video. I did modify this to use a rechargeable battery, a 2-cell LiPo. This apparently will accept, I think it's 4 volts up to 14 volts. So it takes a range of voltages, and so first of all, let's just confirm it works, and I'll show you what I have in it. So you can see it lights up there, and you can see in the top right corner 8.2 volts. And so this is coming from actually my old K70C quadcopter, which is dead and in the garbage. But I had the 2-cell LiPo, 7.4 volt LiPo from it. So I figured I'd reuse that. I have a charger for it, and I was able to reuse it and put it in this thing. So let's take the battery compartment off, and I'll show you the mod I did. It's a fairly simple mod. I'm not going to do a dedicated video. You basically just have to chop the connector off it. So there you see it. I have it in here. A lot of people have drilled a hole in here in the back panel, so you can actually charge it without opening this up. But I figured this will work long enough for me that taking it out every once in a while isn't a big deal. So as you can see, it still says K70. Well, of course it still says it. It's the battery that I got originally with my Kaide K70C quadcopter. 2-cell, 7.4 volt, 25C. So it's a very fast discharge battery compared to what this actually needs. But of course, as you know with electronics, I mean the controller is only going to take how much it needs. So it is a 2,000 milliamp hour battery. So basically, where's the basically I cut the plug off. That's the plug that used to be on it. This is another a 2400, an extra battery I got, which I never ended up using because the quadcopter died before I got it. So I actually have this brand new 2-cell LiPo that I was going to use for that, but I'll try to use it for my Hubsan. Yes, this is my Hubsan 501S controller, by the way. So yeah, I chopped the end off, and I put some butt connectors on there, and I'll just pull this out. Now this is I think it's called a JST connector. So I actually cut this part off the battery holder. Let's see if I can get the battery holder. So here's the battery holder. Originally it held 8 AA's, which was crazy. They would pop out, and these springs would get all crushed, and so they wouldn't make contact. This is a really goofy, old-fashioned way to do it. Plus, they didn't last very long. A couple of fights, and they'd be done. So I just chopped the JST connector off it. Like I say, just plugged into this, red to red, black to black, and all of a sudden you got 2,000 milliamp hours of battery life, and completely rechargeable. So I don't have to waste any regular alkaline batteries in here. And this one's nice because it's small enough that it just fits in nice and snug, actually, like that. And the wiring goes in there too. And every couple of flights, I take it out and recharge it, and I'm good to go. So, and I cut this off with enough length that if I want to put it back and reuse it, take the JST off here and use the AA's again, I can. But I honestly can't see that happening. So a little mod for my Hubsan 501S, which I hope I'll have for a long time, although I have crashed it significantly. I'm down to 2 blades, I think, because my daughter flew it into a power line, and so I think I'm down to two replacement blades. So anyways, a little update for Flying Friday. Thanks for watching, and we'll maybe continue on with the video. I don't know where I'm going to put this in the video, but anyways, yeah, that's it for this part.
All right. Well, I hope that worked. I haven't checked the audio yet, but hopefully that worked. And boy, I didn't sound very good that day. I had a cold when I was when I did that video. So I am here at tc.gc.ca, which is the Transport Canada site for Canada. And as suggested, there are new drone rules in effect. New safety rules for recreational drones. Drone use take effect immediately. And so this is right up on their front page here. New Flying for Fun, new drone rules in effect. So let's click over here, and I'll put this link in the description here. This is pretty significant. Let me bring up my face again. There I should be. Okay, so let's put this into reader mode, because then I think it'll be easier to see. Flying your drone safely and legally. So before, we had some height rules, and we had, try not to fly around people and try not to fly close to buildings. But they've made those rules more concrete now. So here is my Hubsan 501S, and we're going to weigh this thing because why? Because it's significant how it plays into the new rules that we're going to read here. This page provides specific rules and guidelines on how to fly a recreational drone, also called a model aircraft, safely and legally. It also helps to understand laws that apply to all recreational and non-recreational drone operations. Alright, so let's go. Rules. If you fly your drone for fun and it weighs more than 250 grams, up to 35 kilograms, you do not need special permission to fly, from Transport Canada to fly. Follow the basic safety rules below. Not doing so may put lives, aircrafts, and property at risk. If you fly where you are not allowed or choose not to fly, not to follow any of the rules below, you could face fines up to $3,000. So I'm not sure what the law specifically is. Anybody with a drone between 250 grams and 35 kilograms don't need special permission to fly, so you don't need flight plans, and etc. So the question is, I've got my Hubsan 501S, and you may be wondering, well, how much does that weigh? What do I fall within the range of 250 grams to 35 kilograms? And indeed you do. And so I have my little scale here, and I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm going to tell you how much this is a stock Hubsan 501S. It does have the battery in it. So I'm just going to put this on, because this is the actual weight flying, unless you start adding gimbals, etc. to it. So let's zero at the thing and set this down. And so for the record, your stock Hubsan 501S weighs 450 grams, half a kilogram. So it is well over the 250 gram range. So we are, if you're flying this, you're well inside this particular range. I think anything below this they don't care about because it's too light. So let's set that to the side now that I've done that. So 450, let's say 500 grams there. So what are the rules now? Do not fly your drone higher than 90 meters. That ends up being about, it's a, what is it, 3 feet per meter? Well, I don't know what the, let's see. 1 meter equals feet. Whoops, is that going to show? I don't know if that'll show. 1 meter equals... 1 meter equals feet. Come on, Spotlight, don't fail me. Usually it does this conversion here. Feet. In feet. Okay, so there we go. I hope you can see that, the spotlight there. So 1 meter equals 3 feet and 3 3/8 inches. Let's just assume 3 feet. So that would mean 90 meters in feet. Let's see if that comes up. I mean, we could just do the math there. Of course, that's not going to come up. 90 meters in feet. So 90 meters in feet is 98 yards, but that doesn't give me feet. Alright, well, this is becoming tedious. 90 times 3 feet is 270 feet. So roughly, 90 meters equals 270 feet, 3 feet for the Americans who are flying. Granted, I guess the laws may be different in the U.S., but there you go. Effectively, you can't go above, we'll just round it off, 300 feet. And we know the Hubsan uses meters anyways. So no higher than 300 feet, effectively. No closer than 75 meters from buildings, vehicles, vessels, animals, peoples, crowds. So what does that building mean? You can't be 75 meters within the range of your own house or your garage? This is getting pretty specific, pretty locked down. No closer than 9 kilometers from the center of an aerodrome. That makes sense. Don't fly your drone within controlled or restricted airspace or within 9 kilometers of a forest fire. Okay. Where it could interfere with police or first responders. Okay, that makes sense. At night or in clouds. Okay, that makes sense. Unfortunately. If you can't keep it in sight at all times, that means no FPV outside of visual contact range. If you are not within 500 meters of your drone, so you can't fly your drone 500 meters, more than 500 meters away from you, apparently. So that puts out long distance FPV in Canada. If your name, address, telephone number are not clearly marked on your drone, that I hadn't heard before. I don't know who puts their name and address on their drone. I guess that's a good idea if you lose it. But certainly I don't have that on mine. So that's, and then it goes through the tips. The list above is an overview of the new rules for recreational drone users. Consult your interim order respecting the use of model aircraft. So like I say, this was just put in yesterday. Non-recreational drone. If you fly your drone for work or research, or if it weighs more than 35 kilograms, you must get a special flight operations certificate. No, I do not do that. Legal requirements. When flying a UAV in Canada, you must follow the rules of the aviation regulations, etc., etc., etc. If you fly your drone recreational, where you are not allowed or choose not to follow the rules, you could face up to $3,000 in fines. If you fly your UAV without a special certificate, okay, that doesn't apply. So, all right, so there you go. And it says, we published a notice of proposed amendment in May 2015 to highlight these changes. Canadians will be able to comment on the proposed amendments. They are published in the Canada Gazette. So there are the new rules. Pretty restrictive, honestly. I don't know where you can fly this thing now if you really want to abide by all these rules. You have to go in the middle of not even a football field, because a football field's not 75 feet wide, I don't think. It's 100 feet long. So you have to go in a massive park. And if you can't fly around people, you have to make sure there's no people in the park. I mean, these laws are so restrictive that basically, they can call you on anything, because can you have bystanders, people, helping you fly the plane, or just bystanding watching? Can you have friends around? Like, how does it apply? It's very vague, and I think this is wide open, really, for abuse. Well, potentially, I don't know that police are going to abuse it necessarily, but I mean, they could. They're so wide open. So that's pretty unfortunate. They're really locking down what you can do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go into the middle of a farmer's field to get 75 meters away from any buildings. I mean, that's very specific. And that means there can't be any animals in the farmer's fields, I guess, even if they're my own. You can't fly around crowds within 75 meters of crowds. I mean, that's pretty specific. There's a lot of stuff now that I can't do with these rules in effect, and I get it. It's for safety people and stuff. But boy, they're really taking a lot out of what you could do. And I guess there was people that abused it. Lots of people. You watch YouTube, there's a lot of people who absolutely abuse it. But now, basically, if you live in a city, you can't fly it anywhere. Maybe if you're in Central Park, but you're not even there, because there's people and dogs and running around all the time. And it's, Central Park, New York, is what I was saying. So I don't know what you would do here. I will link it But this is a significant day for drone operators, people who fly model aircraft. It's FPV, long distance FPV stuff. I don't know how the rules cover that. I should ask how they cover long distance FPV. It's getting to a point where now it's just too restricted that I am discouraged from flying model aircraft. Because now I don't know the chance of me getting hit for something is too present. So I can't go into say a national park here and fly it necessarily, because you never know who's going to call me on any one of these. And if there's a person I don't see, if I can't go outside of 500 meters from my drone. I can't fly it out that any farther than that basically. Anyways, I will leave it here. You can read it. But boy, this is gonna put a huge damper on recreational drone flying. And I understand it. I don't know what else they would do. I don't know how else they lock it down and keep people from doing stupid things. But it's certainly a little bit depressing. So I will leave there. That's your Depressing Flying Friday for the week. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.